Freedom is coming as truth speaks out. It's a master day today. It's a universal number 11 day. So it's time for me to bring through some more information from Gaia. I'm Sharron Martin, and that's one of the blessings and privileges that I get to do in my life, is to converse and convene with our beautiful planetary goddess Lady Gaia and bring through messages that might help you traverse what we are going through at the moment. So yeah, I'll be referring to my notes. So this is what came through this morning. We are building up the energetic codes and blessings as visually they are cascading down as sparkling lights with rainbow refractions. As we are becoming the personified Christed light, and more of that. We're having sparkling revelations, uprisings, illumination and catalyzing within each cell, within each individual, and within the planet. So many of us are having experiences of things coming up for clearing, and it's might be old programs, old beliefs, it might be a return of old stories, it might be some challenging to some principles or methodology or some ways of thinking and behaving. It might be based on philosophies that perhaps are not current anymore. So all of these things are coming up for grabs, really. They're coming up for us to go, that, yes, no, okay, let it go, release it. Does it serve me? Does it serve my highest good? And so these, are, they might be thoughts, they might be beliefs, they might be ways of speaking, they might be ways of behaving, they might be ways of reacting, they might be your triggers, they might be your trauma, but all of it is coming up for review. So what is it? What is it that you want to let go of? What is it that you are ready to release? What is it that doesn't serve your highest good? And then on top of that, what do you want to bring in? What is it that you want to be housing in your brain? What are the affirmations that support you? What are the values that you want to be bringing in? What are the programs that you want to entrain? So begin to give that some thought, because we are transitioning through to our new earth. We're kind of on the bridge, and it's time for refocusing about where it is that we want to go, and how it is we want our world to look and to feel and to operate and to be in connection with one another for service to others, and for this idea that we live in peace and harmony with a lot of unconditional love floating around. So all of those things, all of those aspects are there for review. So she is saying truth is gaining both clarity and momentum. Density is releasing its grip, its intensity, and its influence. Freedom is coming as truth speaks out. Many of the third wave of ascending, the ascension groups, the collective aspects of it are 3 ascension groups. So the third wave, many of them are beginning to transform from being dazed and confused to being aware and awake. The second wave is distilling information and gaining strength in their own convictions. And the first wave are holding high vibrations, being in the knowing that all is unfolding perfectly and divinely. So you might be able to figure out from those overview statements from Gaia as to which wave you're sitting in currently, and there's no reason why you can't move waves. She says, let us be an internal celebration in the knowingness and trust that all is well, that all is in the unraveling and revealing. to polarize, to break the bonds and the bands, to evoke deep memories, to release the veils, the masks, the covers, and the illusions. And that's what we are taking part in now. That's what we are witnessing. So she says the curtain is slowly being drawn back, and there is a new paradigm forming as the old is dissolving and crumbling. And so we've had new foundations being laid in or stacked in, as Gaia spoke of. And now we are watching greater dissolution, crumbling, destruction of many, in fact most of the structures, organisations, corporations, arms of our social existence, really. And so those will more and more obviously show as to where their deficits are as the truth is revealed. And they need to come into alignment with serving the people, with serving us and our needs. So whilst in many ways we are about to navigate the rapids on the river in our kayak, we can do so knowing that we have developed skills and strategies to stay afloat and in balance as we navigate our way through. So that's the part of the journey that we're about to traverse. And Gaia has spoken that we are having this experience of pressure building, and that it was shown to me like the bicycle pumping up the ball. And you know, many of you might be feeling that internal pressure in your own bodies. I've certainly had clients who have been expressing that. So we've been going through that from the 22nd. These new energies began to be getting us ready for propulsion. So it is as though we're being pumped up from the inside, and we're having lots of sort of energetics occurring around us as well, and it's in preparation for the planet and thereby us being propelled into greater photonic light, so more likely further into the photonic belt. I want to remind you, Gaia was saying this morning, reminders about the body. So the body, remember, the body has never gone through ascension ever in the history of the multiverse. No species has ever taken their physical bodies through the ascension process into the fifth dimensional existence, and that is what we are doing. So we are going through huge change, huge alchemical change in our bodies, in our cells, from carbon to silica to crystalline. And what's that doing? It's making us very tired, because our bodies are working very, very hard to make these changes internally in our cells. So it uses up a lot of energy, this carbon to crystalline experience. And you might feel it as heat sometimes, you might feel it as cold other times. It might be interrupting your sleep patterns, your eating patterns might be being affected. And, you know, this whole aspect of change not aligning with normal patterns and intervals of when we sleep and eat and rest and work, and all of those things being interrupted at the moment. So we are being continually asked to readjust and refocus, to become comfortable with the unknown, with the ongoing change and fluctuations. And how do we do this? How do we do that? Well, Gaia says that we do that by going to a higher perspective, of trusting in the divine plan, of going to deep trust of self. You know, this inner light, this inner aspect of you that is part of the Christed consciousness, part of your God spark, to be going to that place. Dwell there, sit in your heart, breathe there in that space. Trust yourself, trust your inner soul, trust your heart. All of these inner aspects can give you guidance. She says, stay in the present moment. You know, look for the power and the beauty in the present moment. And when you cannot just smile. Just smile, because that will produce endorphins, and that can bring you an upliftment just by that. A forced smile creates that. And when that is not enough, Gaia says, have a lie down, have a sleep, allow the body to carry out its own reset. You know, a lot of us get into this habit of resistance, and that's what creates pain, and that's what creates undue stress. We get into resistance, and we get into the head. We try and figure it out in the head. We're at this place where we can't do that anymore. We can't figure it out in the head, and we are dealing with the unknown, and that's what we've got to be becoming comfortable with. So she's saying, can you feel the uprising of celebration? And you are so loved, and it really is exciting. So, you know, have a think about things like, I wrote this little list of things that you might maybe have a little weaving with, to just be speaking out loud to yourself. You know, call upon your higher self, and ask that your body, through all cells, levels, systems and frequencies, all of the energetic aspects, release any pain or any guilt, any shame, any blocks, release any cords, release any habits or patterns or thoughts, anything that might bring about self-sabotage, and come into being in alignment with the best, most highest divine version of you and the life that you desire. So I invite you to use that as part of your practice at the moment, and to be in centre, to be in your beautiful hearts, knowing that we really, really, really are in this magnificent place in our world, even though it may not look like that on the surface. Definitely these truths are arising, and as Gaia explained, you know, we would see these arising in small sort of components around the world in different locations, so we could piece them together in a gentler way, in a way where we can absorb and assimilate and process without going into too much overwhelm. So be gentle with yourselves, you know, stay really hydrated. This alchemy in the body uses up also a lot of energy through water. And yeah, it's the 5th of May is a big date for us. So Gaia speaks about this energetic build-up of expansion, of feeling the internal pressure, ready to be, you know, I was like watching a ball being pumped up with a bicycle pump. That was what I was seeing, and we are being prepared to be, propelled, really, to be thrust through into a new place. And so, you know, that's what's going to be happening for us on our planet. And then remember that we are co-creating this new 5th dimensional experience. And so be tuning into that. You know, have a look for the couple of meditations that Gaia has given us about our new earth, feeling into the energies, the emotions of what you want to feel in that new earth. You know, so we're letting go of greed, of selfishness. We're letting go of a need to hoard and save. We're letting go of fear and anxiety and worry, and we're moving into this collective being honourable, being honouring to one another, to all of the species and beings on our earth, as we are up-leveling and coming into greater service of self, where many of our human needs, Gaia says, will come into being provided for as our right, and in a way we'll be exchanging our beautiful passions and talents for perhaps ways to have some of the luxury things that we might want in our life. But we really are shifting through this massive change, and take part, be envisioning up how it is you want to feel, where it is you might want to live, what that might look like, feel like, who that might be with, what you might do, how you might spend the day, and begin your daily setup with tuning into a little bit of that, acknowledging the beauty, acknowledging what you can be grateful for in your life. All of these are things that attract more, where you put your energy creates more of it. So what you appreciate appreciates, and what you focus on expands. Be in the mindset of knowing that we're coming into having greater kind of access to our higher wisdom, our higher talents and abilities, and some of that will involve ability to see through the veils, abilities to be able to commune with nature, and play with that if you haven't already. So anyway, I wish you a beautiful week, and I wish you much love from my heart and from the heart of Gaia, and we'll speak again soon.